Machina Arcana, Chapter 9, Horror in the Ice. Come on back after the break. Hey everybody, welcome out to the show, Board Game Reviews. This is a YouTube channel dedicated to the tabletop gaming hobby, and this video is part of a video series looking at Machina Arcana, specifically the first story in the main game, Horror in the Ice. Now this is going to be chapter number 9. If you want to know what's happened in the prior chapters, check out the other videos in the series. This is going to be the final chapter for this entire story arc, where we get to see exactly what's been going on in the mountain, beneath the mountains of madness. Sorry, you knew I was going to steal at least once for this video series. Now this video series is part of a video series. If you enjoy the content I put out there, click that like button, click that subscribe button, because your subscriptions definitely matter here. This channel is 100% sponsor free, so that means your subscriptions definitely matter. Now if you enjoy this video series, click that like button, click that subscribe button, leave any questions or comments down below. I will definitely answer them as quickly as I can. Let's go ahead and get into chapter number 9, Horror in the Ice. Disturb the ritual. The seemingly endless stairs eventually led us to an enormous chamber, but it was not this that caught our eye. No, it was not this room that haunts our nightmares, nor was it the macabre play acted out in front of us. At the north end of the chamber, the ritual was clearly in full force. A pile of butcher bodies formed the centerpiece of this gruesome tableau. Around the vile pyramid, several robed figures shook and chanted wildly, undulating their triumph and joy at a gargantuan chasm that stretched from the edge of the ceremony. There was never an ocean more abyssal or a black more impenetrable than that which lay beyond our eyes. I feared for my sanity as I fought to muster both nausea and terror. The darkness seemed to grow by the second, feeding itself on every scream and shriek. Older than time, stronger than death. Its name is madness. Now we have to go ahead and enter the end game here, and to enter the end game we simply pull out the end game card, which tells us everything we need to do for the end game here. So we see that the horror or the spawn rating is going to be 6, the horror rating is going to be 4. We need to set aside 15 destroyed tokens, and the ritual space is a unit that can only be attacked. The ritual space has 5 armor, 6 mind, and health equal to the explorer count, which means it's going to be 1. Victory is if I destroy all the ritual spaces. Defeat is if there's no destroyed tokens set aside at the table. Now I know you're asking the obvious question if you played this adventure before, and the answer is yes. I had to look up the FAQ to figure out what the heck the ritual spaces were. For any of you those wondering though, the ritual spaces are these ritualists standing around the board. So basically, we have this timer of 15 tokens. Before this timer of 15 tokens goes completely away, we must slaughter all 5 of these ritualists. If we do so, we're going to win and we're going to get the finale for this adventure. If we fail to do so before the timer runs out, then the horror is going to come upon us and we're going to fail in our grand adventure here. So the nice thing is, the good news is that each one of these ritualists only has 1 hit point because we're playing a 1 explorer game. The bad news is, because I was trying not to cheat and use my knowledge, I flew into this final chapter without re-equipping my gear. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. But before we go anywhere, let's go ahead and add our explorer back onto the board. And we need to pick a space that's next to one of the spawn locations, just like that. And unfortunately, since we didn't start the round over again, that does mean that we only have 4 stamina, 4 hit points, and we have 0 essence. And of course, nothing at all equipped. So the very first thing we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the equip action. Or as the game likes to call it, the use inventory action. We're going to go ahead and re-equip everything we had before. That means that we're going to take the reflective sextant and we're going to equip it. We're going to take our teleportabulus and we're going to equip our teleportabulus. We're going to take our boots, our charging boots, as our bottom. We're going to take our ritual cloak, which is going to go up here, and then finally we're going to take our Dr. Octopus arm and we're going to put that over on the right. We still have the ability to destroy spawn spaces, which I don't think we're going to worry about too much because we're definitely not going to have a lot of time to do a lot of things here. This is going to be an adventure finale where we have very little time to do a lot of things. Fortunately, we're not going to get our free move, but fortunately, after spending our stamina to bring us down to 1 stamina, we are within range of this recharge station. I am going to spend my final stamina, and I am definitely going to activate that recharge station. And please, dice, don't be against me for once. Well, definitely not what we wanted. Could have been worse, but also could have been a heck of a lot better. We will go ahead and heal up 1 hit point, but unfortunately, now life gets miserable for us because now we get to spawn bad guys. So we're going to roll for a spawn, and we got a 3. So luckily no bad guys are going to spawn. This can bring the spawn down 1 little bit. But unfortunately now on the horror phase, we need to remove destroyed tokens that were set aside equal to the number of remaining ritual spaces rounded up. We have 5 ritual spaces, so 5 divided by 2 rounded up is 3. So that means we are going to remove 3 of these spaces. Means there are only 12 left for us. That is a timer that is definitely working against us. And we still, since there is a horror factor, still need to make a horror roll. And our roll is 0, which is effectively a 10 because we're not playing on easy mode. So that does mean that there will be a horror event. Okay, Howl of Insanity. Perfectly fitting for the Mountains of Madness. Very fitting. Penetrating howls of madness reverberated within our souls. There is no rest from the nightmare, from the enchanting walls, from the enclosing walls, from the horrors and fears we encounter. We cannot sleep, think, or even eat sometimes. There is only pain and the sharp punctuating agony that goes ever on. Arcane Attack. That was funny. Arcane Attack. 1 high, 2 low dice versus all the explorers. Okay, so it's an Arcane Attack. Luckily, my Arcane Resistance is back up to 6 since I was smart enough to fully equip all my gear, and we will get 2. Actually, I cheated. Haha. Let's not cheat. So there's 2 plus 1 is 3. So we're still okay. No monster phase, so now we get to activate and figure out how we're going to beat this scenario, which is really looking tough. I love how we have these event spaces and these workbenches. Like there's any chance we're going to get to use them. There's no chance we're going to get to use them. There's just not enough time. So starting the new turn, we get our 1 free point of movement. By Jove, I'm definitely going to use it. And then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3. That leaves us with 3 stamina left over. I am going to, let's spend 1 stamina to activate the recharge station, which is going to give us 2 more stamina, bringing us back up to 4 stamina. And then I need a 2 or a 3 on stamina. No hit points, I just need stamina. And we'll get a 3. That is absolutely awesome. So our 4 stamina is going to go all the way back up to 6. And remember, we have this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing right here. It says 3 stamina, 4 range, Arcane Attack of 2 and 2. Let's just hope that is enough, because every one of these ritualists is an arcanist who has 6 will. It's possible. Not impossible. It's possible. Think happy thoughts, Pan. Think happy thoughts. We can do this. Come on, Peter. We can do this. Come on, Peter Pan. We can do this. Spending our stamina and rolling our dice. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. That is going to be enough to kill one of these cultists. So let's go ahead and take one of our markers. And we will place it, which way am I going? Do I want to, yeah, I think I want to go this way. So that will take him out. And then let's go ahead and spend our remaining stamina for our final attack. And let's go ahead and target that other ritualist space. Yes, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, That is definitely going to be enough to take out the second cultist space right there. We're doing pretty good. We just got to take out 3 more cultist spaces before the timer makes our life absolutely miserable. But our stamina's gone, so now we need to go ahead and see if we can spawn any bad guys. This is definitely not an easy adventure. I rolled a 7. Spawn rating is currently set to 5, so that means we are going to reset it, and we're going to get a nasty to come out. And that nasty coming out, please don't be anything ethereal. A spawn of Orn. Do I have the token out for the spawn of Orn yet? Nope. I have the spawn of Atalak. So spawn of Orn must go back to the tray and pull out the spawn of Orn. Okay. It's going to go over here. That's going to be the closest spawn space. And spawn of Orn. He has, spawn of Urn. 5 armor, 4 arcane, or 4 will, sorry, I almost going to get that wrong. 2 health, 5 stamina. 2 and 2 arcane attack, 2/2. If there is any closed doors, he will spend 1 stamina to destroy any closed door. That doesn't mean a closed door next to him. That says any closed door. So I could use closed doors to kind of slow him down, which wouldn't be that bad. When this monster is destroyed, re-invoke the horror event. Re-invoking means that the current face-up card in the discard pile, the event, discard horror event pile, that means it's going to reactivate again. So for example, right now we see that Howl of Insanity is the top card. If I were to kill him right now, this would go ahead and re-attack us all again. So I want to make sure I time his defeat at a time when these cards are not really working against us. That's going to be extra, extra brutal. And I really just don't even have time to deal with them. That's the worst part about it. No. The really, really worst part is now we get a horror event. Most likely. Yeah, who am I kidding? That's a 7. We're going to get a horror event. Let's see what fun we're going to get. Trapping the halls. For some time, I have toyed with the idea of redirecting the trigger mechanism of the traps in this place. I concluded that it should be possible to use the same network that exists between all the systems here. The only potential problem that I could arise from this unintentional activation would be implement complete with shock and severe trauma for an agonizing death. Well, let's try this, shall we? When any explorer is adjacent to an exploding barrel, that barrel is hit. I don't like that. Yeah, there's an exploding barrel right there. I severely do not like that. I do not like that, Sam. I am. So we're still in the horror phase. So now we got to take the total of 3 divided by 2, round it up. Means 2 more of these timer tokens are going to go away. And then the spawn of Urn gets to activate. He's got 5 stamina and he's got a range of 2. 1, 2, 3. Not in range. 4. Now he's in range. Luckily, doesn't have enough stamina to go ahead and attack me. Wow, that is just painful. So we're going to go ahead and start our new turn, and at the start of the round, I still get my wonderful reflexive sextant right there, which is going to give me 1 free point of movement, except I don't. I'm going to take it to go right there. That puts him still within range. So if he's still within range, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right there. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to burn 3 stamina, and I'm really hoping I get lucky. We have line of sight here because this body pile is only in this tile right here. It's not, even though it kind of bleeds over, it just bleeds over for graphical effect. But we have line of sight to this cultist right here. I'm going to aim for that cultist right there. And hopefully we are going to take him out. So I have spent the stamina. And we will roll. And we will get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, they have 6 arcane, and I'm doing arcane damage. So this cultist is now defeated. And now I need to make a decision. Do I go here for a full move 1 space, spend the stamina, move? I wouldn't need to move back. He would still be in range because the range is, oh man, now I got to math this out. This is always fun when you got to math it out here. So let's say let's just pretend math this out, because I have a range of 4. So if I was right here, this guy is still in range and I can activate this. So what I could do is go here, spending 1 stamina, activate this recharge station, which will bring me down to 1 stamina right here. But thanks to my cards, that's going to bring me back up to 3 stamina. Then I'm going to roll the recharge die, because I might need it. Oh, I just so might need it. Got a heart. Well, we'll take that heart. That puts us back up to 6. And then we will spend our 3 stamina for our final attack that we have versus this cultist right here. 3, 6, 7, 8. And that cultist is now defeated also, because he's within range, because he doesn't block line of sight. My range is 4, so that cultist is now defeated. Now, unfortunately, the spawn of Orn is going to go ahead and trash on me a little bit, but before he can even do that, let's remember this is destroyed, and before he can even do that, we need to see if there's going to be a spawn. So spawn radius currently set to 6. We will get a 7. That means we are going to spawn something nasty, and we're going to get another Cthulhu. We dealt with him before. He will go over here to the closest one right there. Let's go to our horror roll. We will get a 5. That means we are definitely having a horror event. And Shivers says, I will scare your fears away, shivers to your nightmares lay. What dreads the corner of thy eye, I'll soothe and kiss with lullaby. And when the darkened clouds appear to douse and drown you in your tears, I will be there with warm embrace, that we as one his bliss might face. Arcane Attack, 1, 2 to explorers. Arcane Attack, again, 2 to explorers. So we're going to get hammered twice. And now actually you need to do a little bit of retconning, because I just looked at the board and remember that this board has 3 spawn spaces. So that means when the spawn of Orn would have spawned earlier, he actually would have been at this spawn space right here, which means he would have attacked me twice. So I'm going to go ahead and take those 2 attacks really, really quick from that nasty jerk. Ah, boy. So these are the attacks that would have did on me last round that I would have suffered. So first roll would have been a miss. Cool. Second one would have also been a miss, because remember I have 6 armor and I also have 6 will, so that's good. So that wouldn't have happened. So just want to make sure I take care of that, so I'm 100% honest in this playthrough, because that's what I want to be, as honest as possible, and not cheat to win, because when you cheat to win, it's just not nearly as fun. So I go back to our regular spawn phase properly. Now we get to go to the finish the horror event, which is the Shivers. So the Shivers says the Arcane Attack of 1 and 2 versus our explorers. So handling the Shivers event, that's going to be 4. That's not going to beat it. And then 2, that's not going to beat it. So I'm not going to take any damage from this event. So this will be discarded. And then we have 1 left. That means we're going to move 1 time token. Then we get to go to the activation of the bad guys. The spawn of Orn is going to attack me again. He doesn't need to move to do so. I'm within range. First attack is 2, 4, 6. That's going to be 1 point of damage. Second attack is going to be 2, 4, 6, 7. So that's going to be 2 points of damage to me. Going back over to our hero. 1, 2 points of damage. Ouch. And now the lousy Cthulhu gets to attack. Since there's nothing for him to heal, he is also going to hit me for 3 possible. 4, that does not do any damage to me. Whew, that is very, very fortunate. So that is it for the round. Now we have to go to the new round. I will regain 6 stamina. I will take my free point of movement to go right there. And is that going to be a line of sight? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's definitely in range, but is in a line of sight. So center square to center square. I'll make it so the camera can see, but that looks honest to me. I mean, I'm right there. This is the square that we can't touch, and center square to center square, that looks legit to me. I think we can attack it, and that means I get both of my attacks versus that thing. So let's spend our first 3 stamina, and let's get our first attack versus this cultist. If I take it out, we win. Maybe. I'll read you the rest of the story. That's a 4. Okay. Spending the last of my stamina here. And let's hope this works. For a minute there, I thought I failed. 2, 4, 5, 6. It has arcane. If we go back right over here, we see arcane, or its will is 6. That means we did do 1 point damage. And remember, every single one of these only has 1 hit point because this is a 1 explorer game. So that will do our final point of damage. Now remember, this is a blocking chapter. Going back to our blocking chapter here, it says, victory, destroy all ritual spaces. We have destroyed all the ritual spaces. So now we go on to the final thing. And let's go ahead and read silence. The death gurgle of the final cultist resounded in our ears hauntingly, and brought forth another quake which shook the ground with renewed vigor, and then silence. We dared hardly breathe as we stood there, as mute as the mountain itself. At last we turned our backs on that room, now devoid of life, and yearned for the clean air and dazzling snow outside. We wished for purification, but the horror still so vivid gave us no respite. Like some dreadful after-image, they had become a permanent part of our vision, unable to be blinked away. We did not speak to one another. There were no feelings of greatness, discovery, or even relief. We wandered through the corridors empty-eyed and trance-like. We were expressionless figures moving step by slow step, trying to arrive at an undetermined destination. And that is the complete gameplay of Horror in the Ice. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this entire video playthrough series. If you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the YouTube comments down below. I will definitely answer them as quickly as I can. You can also feel free to email me at offtheshelfboardgamereviews. That is otsbgr@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer your email as quick as I can. If you enjoy the content and you enjoy the videos I put out there, remember this channel is 100% sponsor free. So think about tossing a dollar in the tip jar over on Patreon. Patreon.com/otsbgr. So there's $1 can help me cover my costs and help keep bringing out great games like this. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy this video series, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.